say mighty men and mighty women of valor. Hopefully on Sunday, that's what you walked away with. That the story of Gideon, which is such a really cool story. And I think we kind of gloss over a lot of that story. In fact, it's so much richer, so much bigger than just that one very weird conversation between Gideon and the angel, right? And there's a fleece, the fleece story, which you see in the end of Judges chapter 6, and then in Judges chapter 7, you see the story of Gideon and the Midianites in the battle there, the battle that didn't happen. But you got to read the story to figure it out what I'm talking about. But here's the thing that we talked about on Sunday is that God takes you as you are and makes you what you're not. And so in Gideon's life, the angel shows up and says, "Hey, mighty man of valor." And we know that Gideon, from the story, was not a mighty man of valor. Valor is great courage in the face of danger. He was not that. He was hiding in a wine press from the Midianites. The first task that God has for him to do, he does it at night because he's afraid of the family. He's afraid of the people, right? So you look at this and go, oh, man, Gideon wasn't a mighty man of valor. Was the angel wrong? No, the angel of the Lord, the message of the Lord is coming and saying, hey, I know you're not a mighty man of valor yet. That this is who you are right now, but I've created you to be this. And I shared a little bit about my story. We had those two Christmas trees out there. One is beautiful, decked out, and the other one is not so. And I feel like that sometimes. That man, I'm just not the best. I'm not quite adequate enough. That I have nothing to bring. Hence the sermon series title, I have no gift to bring. And the great thing is that God doesn't require anything but us. That's what he's done. And he said, I'm going to take you as you are, and I'm going to make you what you're not. And so many of us, we deal with generational sins, things like addiction, right? Poverty. They're the generational curses that are over our families. And sometimes we can say, well, this is who I am. I have nothing to bring. Therefore, I will never be any better. And God says, just bring yourself. He tells Gideon, you're not a mighty man of valor. You have no might. But if you come, I've sent you. And if you start to move, guess what? You're going to be a mighty man of valor. So that's what I want you to talk about today. I really would love you guys all to read the whole Gideon story to get a great picture of what God does in this least of these individuals. He says, I'm the least of my clan, the least clan of the clans. And yet God says, you're a mighty man of valor. So let me speak it over your life. You right now are a mighty man. You're a mighty woman of valor. You may not feel like it. You may wonder if you'll ever make anything, that you'll ever do anything incredible. I can tell you right now that God has called you. He's got a calling on your life. If you're awake, he's got a calling on your life. And that calling is not to stay who you are today and not to look at that Christmas tree or look at your life and say, I'm just not quite lit enough. I'll never be good enough. And not to look at that anymore and say, okay, God, you said you're going to call me as I am, but you're going to make me what I'm not. So God, make me a mighty man, make me a mighty woman of valor.